All right, this is part 3, installation of an air horn on a 2005 Kawasaki Vulcan 1600 Classic. Now what you see here is I've removed the seat, and right here is the positive lead coming off the battery. What I do here is I tin the wire, and what that means is you basically solder the end of the wire to be solid, and that's shoved up into the positive battery terminal. Comes off through a 30 amp fuse, and then here you can't see right here, but I have spliced into this 30 amp fuse the positive lead that's going back towards the air horn. And I do not believe in using butt connectors, which are crimp-on connectors. I believe in actually soldering the wire, so I tin both ends of the wires, solder them together, and then put shrink wrap tubing over them to get a much better connection. Then from here we have the positive lead, which runs up underneath the tank of the motorcycle here, and basically this is the lead coming out, right? Yeah, this is the lead. Sorry about that. This is the lead coming out right here, one of these two. This is it right here, actually. Now, not to get too far ahead, what you want to know is this harness that I have my hand on right here. These are the original 2 wires that ran to the original horn, okay? And this right here, this is the original horn. It's plastic, and it's pretty pissant in my opinion. I mean, the thing's just weak. Hardly no sound at all out of that thing. But you have to install, with the air horn, because it pulls so much amperage, you have to install a relay. And what the relay does is takes power and transfers it directly from the battery to the horn without going through your horn switch, so you don't burn your horn switch up. So what you're going to do here is take your original battery leads and you're connecting those to a coil within the relay, and all that coil does is brings power from the battery to the horn, okay? So there's your original connection there. Then you come down with your positive lead off the battery, and it's fused back at the battery, and it comes here. And then off the other side of this relay, you go from it to the positive lead of the air horn. Then the negative lead of the air horn, a lot of folks like to run the negative lead just to a chassis ground. I like to run it directly back to the battery, which is what I've done in my case. I ran the negative lead directly back to the battery. That way I don't lose any ground, and I get maximum amperage from the battery to supply the air horn. Now, all this looks a little complicated. It isn't. It's pretty simple. What's going to happen here at the end of the installation, I'm going to tie wrap all these wires together. There's a harness up underneath the edge of the tank here that holds the wires up, all the other wires for like your fuel pump and such. And these 2 wires are going to go up into that harness, and then all this will come together. And then right up in here at the front end of the tank, up underneath of it, there's an area that's, probably 3 inches by 2.5 inches dead space there. And all of this relay is going to go up into that area on my bike. I didn't want to have to run a bunch of wires and run the relay back over here into the battery compartment, because as you can see, things are pretty tight here already. So that concludes it. That's the installation of the new air horn on the Kawasaki Vulcan 1600, and like I said, it's loud as hell.